Who doesn't like dinosaurs or high-tech exosuits? Capcom's upcoming team-based action game Exoprimal has a lot of people talking, and right now, everyone's wondering if the game will actually be worth its pretty hefty $60 price tag once it launches in July. So what is Exoprimal all about? To help you out, here's everything you need to know. Let's go! Exoprimal is an online third-person team-based action game that is set in the year 2043. 3 years after a phenomenon known as the vortexes, isn't the plural vortices, caused an outbreak of dinosaurs across the world, a squad of human exofighters, warriors equipped with highly advanced exosuits, get pulled into a giant vortex during a routine patrol mission and travel back in time to when the vortexes opened and spewed forth dinosaurs in a near-infinite series of war games. Obviously, there's a lot of mystery surrounding the origin of these rifts in space-time, as well as questions about a whole bunch of other stuff, but I think it's safe to say the plot for Exoprimal is patently bizarre. That said, it does kind of explain why people are hunting hordes of dinosaurs in 2043. Kind of. So Exoprimal seems to have been spawned out of some weird mashup between Destiny, Titanfall, Monster Hunter, and whatever the heck Dino Crisis 3 was. Speaking of Dino Crisis, color me crazy, but it seems like we have a Regina clone right here. Anyway, with such an off-the-wall premise and ambitious gameplay mechanics, my general thoughts are that when Exoprimal officially launches, it'll either be amazing or really, really terrible, but more on that a little later. From what I gather, players assume the role of Ace, a fully customizable character who has been a member of the exofighter squad known as the Hammerheads for the past 2 years. Other members of the team include Lorenzo, Alders, Majesty aka Victoria aka Regina lookalike, Magnum, and Durban. According to the game's official website, the story unfolds as players take part in Exoprimal's Dino survival mode. This is where 2 squads consisting of 5 members each have to complete objectives set by an AI known as Leviathan before the opposing team does. Sometimes you'll end up fighting against other players, and at others, you'll actually join up with your rivals to defeat a big bad dino. As you make your way through the game, the missions in Dino survival will change, so each time you play, your experience should differ from previous matches. Moreover, as you progress, you'll unlock story sequences and earn XP so you can upgrade your character and increase your exosuit levels. Speaking of exosuits, there are 3 categories into which the 10 that feature in the game fall under, namely Assault, Tank, and Support. Assault exosuits are focused on inflicting a lot of damage on enemies and include Deadeye, Zephyr, Barrage, and Vigilant. Tanks are damage sponges and are great for defense. These suits include Roadblock, Murasame, and Krieger. Lastly, support suits can repair allies and even provide buffs and debuffs to make a team more combat effective. These suits include Witch Doctor, Skywave, and Nimbus. Obviously, each suit has its strengths and weaknesses, and there should be at least 1 or 2 that should cater to your own playstyle. I'm not going to go into the specifics of each, but suffice to say that there's a lot of variety here to keep things interesting. On top of exosuits, there are also rigs which grant players additional abilities. The catch here though is that only one can be equipped at a time. Rigs include Drill Fist, Shield, Blade, Cannon, Aid, and Catapult. Again, each of these rigs provides players with a certain tactical advantage, so if you mix it up enough, you and your teammates should be able to cover all of your bases. And if you were wondering, yes, Exoprimal does feature crafting, although it seems a little rudimentary right now. Basically, you can construct walls, platforms, and turrets. The nice thing about walls is that allies can pass through, but enemies can't. And as for turrets, these fire a laser beam at enemies for a set period of time. I don't know if this is all you'll be able to craft in the long run, but maybe future updates will include new craftable items and structures. And what about the dinos themselves? If you were hoping for a wide array of Saurian enemies, Exoprimal provides a really nice spread. Regular dinosaurs include raptors, pteranodons, ankylosauruses, triceratops, dilophosauruses, and of course T-Rexes. Right now I count 13 normal dinosaur types. I say normal because Exoprimal also features Neosaurs, which are weird mutated dinos with some strange abilities thanks to the anomalous effects of space-time rifts or something. Neosaurs include Sniper, Pyro, Umbral, Gas, and Evoker Neosaurs. There are currently 9 different Neosaurs, and it's these enemies that will probably give you more trouble than any other type. Personally, a Neo T-Rex just looks like a cursed version of one of those carnivorous piranha plants you see in Super Mario Bros. Ugh, I can't even look at it. If you're looking for more of a challenge than Dino survival, Exoprimal also has the Savage Gauntlet where players get to participate in special 5-person missions against exofighters from across the world in order to get the quickest clear time. Every week the rules will change to keep things fresh, and since this game mode constitutes in-game content, you can expect the challenge to be significantly greater than what you'll experience in Dino survival. You can also play through a Savage Gauntlet mission over and over again to improve your time and boost your chances of getting the best score in the world, so persistence and practice will be key if you want to succeed here. Exoprimal features over 10 different mission types, including Area Defense, Neo T-Rex, Energy Taker, Escort, and Dino Pursuit. Again, more mission types may be added post-launch, but there's more than enough options for players to enjoy. And guess what? There are even ways to interfere with enemy teams. The first is by using a special rig known as a Dominator that summons a large dinosaur that you can control to slow your opponents down, and the second by exterminating a Trigger Neosaur that will strengthen the dinos fighting the opposing side for a set period of time. Beyond this, Exoprimal allows you to customize your character's appearance and outfit, which is how they'll appear in cutscenes, as well as change up your suit's appearance, weapon skins, decals, and charms. There's also a comm wheel which allows you to communicate with other players using emotes and stamps, and modules that allow you to increase your suit's durability or decrease weapon reload times, and so on. If there's anything you don't have to worry about in Exoprimal, it's customizability. As I mentioned earlier, there's plenty of variety and lots of interesting mechanics that could make Exoprimal really enjoyable and fresh, or it may just be too much to allow for a coherent, fun gameplay experience. Judging by the reviews for the second Exoprimal beta test, it looks like opinions are split almost straight down the middle. While many players say Exoprimal is fun and that the PvP feels fine to them, others criticize the beta for having too little content to judge the final product by, and also say that while the game is fun, it isn't $60 fun. On the surface, Exoprimal looks really polished, dynamic, and intense, but its ambitious reach to fill the final game with as much original content as possible, plus its price tag, may ultimately be its downfall. This, to my mind, would be really unfortunate because there's no doubt that Exoprimal has the potential to be really epic, but if many playtesters aren't convinced or feel like there just isn't enough happening here to make it worthwhile, then Exoprimal may just be a victim of its own lofty goals. Oh, and as one reviewer mentions, a battle pass on a $60 game is absolutely terrible. Right now, Exoprimal seems like an odd mix between some really great ideas and decisions and some very odd and even downright bad ones. But why? At the end of it all, I'm really hoping Exoprimal turns out to be great, but from what I've read and heard, there are some things here that just don't really add up. Exoprimal officially launches on July 14th, 2023 and will be available on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So that's it for today. What do you think about Exoprimal? Is this a game you're pumped to play, or is the price just too high in your opinion? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more gaming, VR, and tech content. From me and the crew here at Metasquad, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Later!